This is the 2026 Winter Olympics College Football 26 tournament. In case you didn't know, the Winter Olympics are currently going on in Milan Cortina, Italy, and I thought what better way to celebrate that occasion than to put the snowiest teams in college football into a tournament and sim it in College Football 26. So that's exactly what we did. I got this list on Reddit from a couple of years ago of the top 25 FBS schools ranked by annual snowfall. Now, I don't think there will be any changes from the teams that have come in the last couple of years because Missouri and maybe Delaware would be up there, but we didn't really care about that too much. I'm going to work off of this list. The one change that we made is that the snowiest place in all of FBS, Syracuse, is not going to be in the tournament because they play indoors, and we need all these games we played in the snow for it to be the true Winter Olympics. So we took out Syracuse, and then we took the top 16 teams in college football based on snowfall, and all those teams ended up being above 50 inches of annual snowfall back in 2024, I guess, or 2023 when this list came out. So we took those teams, we put them in a bracket 1 through 16 from snowiest to least snowy, and it looks like this. Air Force is our number 1 seed out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. They will be hosting the 16 seed Wyoming out of Laramie, who makes it in just over that 50-inch threshold that got you into the top 16. Then our 8 seed is Eastern Michigan. They will be out of Ypsilanti, Michigan. They will be hosting UMass in the 8-9 matchup. Western Michigan, another team from Michigan, will be our 4 seed. They are hosting Colorado Springs. That game will take place in Kalamazoo. And then our 5 seed, one of the favorites in the tournament based on football talent, is Notre Dame out of North Bend. They're our 5 seed based on snowfall, and they will host Wisconsin in a kind of Power 4 on Power 4 matchup, although Notre Dame obviously is independent. To the other side of the bracket, our 2 seed based on snowfall is Buffalo. I don't have to tell you where they're from. They are from a similar region of Syracuse, but they are actually outdoors, so they get into the tournament where Syracuse gets left out because we're not playing in a dome. It's all out there, all in the snow. Buffalo will host Michigan State, who's our 15 seed in the first round. Another team from Michigan, our 4th from Michigan. Michigan Wolverines, the 7 seed, will host Yukon in the first round in Ann Arbor. Colorado, our 3 seed, will host the Minnesota Golden Gophers, a true Power 4 on Power 4 matchup. Colorado will be hosting that game in Boulder against those Golden Gophers. And then finally, we have the War of the Brothers, or the Battle of the Brothers, Utah State against the University of Utah in Logan, as they have a higher snowfall, the 6 versus 11 matchup. We have a couple rivalries that could end up playing in this game. That's the first one that we'll run into there, Utah State versus Utah. So with all this said, we're going to play every game outdoors, every game in the snow, and we're going to go through each and every one of them for you to show who's the winner of the 2026 College Football 26 Winter Olympic Tournament. But before we get this sim going, check out this sick Lake Placid shirt that I've got on to celebrate the occasion. We got the blue lights on, the blue hat on. We're ready to go for the Winter Olympics. Make sure that you like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of March so we can get fully monetized. We're working our way there. Make sure that you are along for the ride, and let's get to the sim. Whip around coverage to start this thing off. We're in Colorado Springs. We get the snowy flyover to start our tournament here. Space Force uniforms for Air Force. Of course, they're taking on Wyoming in the brown and yellow. The Falcon is hyped and ready to go. We pick it up in the third quarter, 3rd and 7 for Air Force. They're already up 7-0, and they get it out to the running back. He breaks it down to the Wyoming side of the field all the way down inside the 40. They get stalled on that drive and kick a field goal, but they're up 10-0 in the 4th quarter. Wyoming then gets the ball. 3rd and 3, they have a chance, but they get sacked, and they end up going for it on 4th and 9 under 3 minutes to go, down 2 scores. They get it to go. It was hot. It's hard to see the sidelines with all the snow, but it was hot. 3rd and 1 on that same drive. They're moving it down the field, but they need 2 scores, and it's still a minute to go. 3rd and 11. They need it here. Sack. Big sack, puts it into 4th and 20, and that'll do it. Air Force moves on in the first round. Over to Ypsilanti, Eastern Michigan, hosting UMass in the first round here. 6-0 already. UMass goes for it on 3rd and inches to get it in the 3rd quarter. They need to get down the field here. They're slowly chunking it down. 1st and 10 inside of, or just at the 30-yard line, on their own 30-yard line. The run here gets it to Eastern Michigan territory. They get down 3rd and 6. Already in the 4th quarter, they take the sack, 4th and 14. They have to settle for a field goal here. Cuts the lead in half, but they got 3 timeouts left. There's a lot of time left, but they need to get a stop. 3rd and 10, Eastern Michigan. The very next possession, they get it. 20 plus yards on 3rd and 10. Gets them almost into UMass territory. They get into 3rd and 17 on the very next set of downs, and the quarterback tries to run for it, doesn't quite get it. 4th and 11. They punt the ball away, so now UMass has a chance. They've got a timeout. They get the ball just inside of 2 minutes here on their own. What do we get? Get it on their 23. So they have a chance to march the ball down the field. They just need a field goal to tie or a touchdown to win. They started off with a pretty good play there on 2nd down. They get into 3rd and 5 here. Still time. They're moving the ball down the field. They're on their own 34. The next first down after that 3rd down, they go deep. Looks like he caught it, but he's out of bounds. Incomplete. That could come back to bite them because that would have put him into at least field goal territory. That next play, they take a sack, have to take their final timeout. It's now 3rd and 17. Quarterback's running back, barely gets the ball off. 4th and 17, there's still a chance for them to get a first down here. Still plenty of time on the clock. They're at their own 50, so first down puts them into field goal territory, but they check it down for some unknown reason. They end up losing. We move over to Kalamazoo after Eastern Michigan moves on in the second round. Western Michigan now has their chance, and they're hosting. Who are they hosting here? They're hosting Colorado State in the first round in Kalamazoo. Colorado State has the ball, up 3-0, closing out the 3rd quarter. Their same drive, they're at the beginning of the 4th quarter, 3rd down. They get a big one, puts them inside of the 10-yard line, already up 3-0. So a score here puts them up 2 scores, or a field goal could put them up by 1, but their quarterback takes it himself, 2nd and goal, finds his way into the end zone, puts Colorado State up 10-0. Western Michigan gets the ball, down 10-0, 3 minutes to go, 3rd 14 after the sack. Western Michigan throws the ball away. They still got 3 timeouts left, but they need to start moving down the field. They go for it on 4th and 14. Big completion there. They get all the way into Colorado State territory, inside of the Colorado State 40. That was a massive, massive play to keep Western Michigan alive. The crowd knows it. The very next play on 1st and 10, they get another first down there. They look like they could get something going here, but they need to speed it up because we're already inside of 2 minutes as they hike the ball here. They get into 1st and goal. Looks like they're going to score. Get stopped just outside of the end zone. The next play, they have a terrible, terrible run on the jet sweep. Puts them into 3rd and goal. They are going to score here, go into the back of the end zone with a great catch, but 10-7. And Colorado State's going to get the ball back after the onside kick. Western Michigan still has 2 timeouts, but that's basically going to wrap it up. The flag didn't really matter. 3rd and 13, Colorado State has the ball. They're going to go for it. And instead of taking the sack, instead of throwing it away with Western Michigan with no time, or they throw it away with Western Michigan with no timeouts left, 54 seconds left. So Western Michigan's going to get the ball back. They have a chance. They get the ball back with 49 seconds to go. They're in their own territory, so not a great starting point, but a terrible first play here. Doesn't get out of bounds. The clock continues to run, and they lose yardage there, all the way down to 20 seconds. They break away here, but you know what that flag is going to be for. It's going to be for holding. They call it back down to 15 seconds on the clock there in a 2nd and 22. Western Michigan is not moving the ball on the field. They've gone backwards instead of forward. They throw the ball out of bounds yet again. This is basically going to be their last play here with 8 seconds left. And on 3rd and 22, quarterback tucks it, gets tackled. That would be it. Western Michigan loses at home. The first home team to lose. They go down 10-7. Colorado State moves on. Colorado State awaits the winner in North Bend. And this is a big one. Notre Dame, they're starting it off with a little bit of a jig. They got Wisconsin coming to town. Who's going to pull off the win here in this first one? It'll be an upset for Wisconsin. So we pull up early on. 2nd quarter, Wisconsin's already down 7-0. 3rd and 4, they get a big completion, getting inside the 30, inside the Notre Dame 30. Then 2nd and 10, 2 plays later, they get the completion in the end zone. Wisconsin ties the game up. They're staying alive. Then Notre Dame is up 14-7. They have a chance to go down the field again to put up 21-7, but there's a stop, sack, fumble. Wisconsin recovers. 3rd and 6 on the next drive. They get a completion to put them into 2nd and goal, or into 1st and goal, and then in 2nd and goal, they run it into the end zone. Wisconsin ties the game up 14-14. Then on 3rd and 2, Jeremiah Love, they need a score to take the lead here, and they get a big run on 3rd and 2 to get them down into Wisconsin territory. CJ Carr then has a chance, incompletion on the terrible route run on 3rd and 11. So Notre Dame has to settle for a field goal here. They take the 17-14 lead. leaving Wisconsin alive. Then on 3rd and 6, when they have a chance in the fourth quarter, instead of checking it down, they huck the ball down the field, incomplete pass, 3 minutes to go. All they needed was a field goal to tie it up. Notre Dame ends up getting the ball back on that very next drive. They run it into the end zone. Couple plays later, score a touchdown there, and that will be what all she wrote. Wisconsin did score another touchdown, but it didn't matter. 24-21, Notre Dame gets the win. The crowd goes crazy for the first round win. The left side of our bracket is set. We'll move over to the right side, starting with Buffalo. In this one, they're hosting Michigan State. A big game here. Buffalo is definitely the underdog, but they have home field advantage. 7-3, Buffalo's up. 3rd and 12, they get sacked in the third quarter, so that gives Michigan State a chance here to go down and take the lead. All they need is a touchdown, and they get a 3-point lead here late in the third quarter. And these games are low scoring because of the snow, because it's a short clock. So a touchdown, even a 3-point lead in the fourth quarter is big, and they do get that just at the start of the fourth quarter, running the ball in. They'll go up 10-3, but Buffalo still has a chance. They're working their way down the field. Under 2 minutes, they get the third down completion. They get into almost just outside of the red zone. Then on 3rd and 8 from the 23, a strike to the end zone. Buffalo takes the 10-3 lead after the extra point. 14-10 lead, but Michigan State gets the ball back. They run the ball down the field. They get almost to midfield on that run there with a little over a minute to go. They're inside of Buffalo territory now, just inside the 40. They go back to the running back. He gets a first down there, 30-yard line. The Spartan thinks they have it here. 1st and 10 inside the 30. Aiden Childs goes to the sideline, makes the completion, gets a first down. I don't know why he fumbled it there, but it didn't matter. Got the ball. 4th and 10. Now this is for the game. Aiden Childs runs around and gets sacked. Shades of Khalil Mack. 14-10. Buffalo pulls off the home upset. They move on to the second round, where they await the winner in Ann Arbor, where Michigan is hosting. Who is Michigan hosting here? Michigan is the home team here, and this is a long intro. They will be taking on, I can't remember the bracket, so we're just gonna fill. They will be taking on Yukon in the big house. This is a big one, boys. Michigan, heavy favorite. They score a touchdown early in the game here in the early part of the second quarter to take the 7-0 lead. They're then up 14-7 in the third quarter. Yukon has a chance to tie it up. 3rd and 8. The Michigan defense shows up a big sack on 3rd down to get Michigan back the ball. They go down, score a touchdown on that same drive. They get another stop, get the ball back, kick a field goal. They go up 24-7, and that would be all we needed to see there. 27-7, Michigan added on an additional field goal at the end. They get the 20-point win. We go to Boulder, where they start off with a little bit of animal abuse in all of their football games. Colorado hosting Minnesota here in a Power 4 on Power 4 matchup. Jerseys look great. This is a big one. This could be a Sun Bowl game just as easily as it is a Winter Olympics game. This could be any bowl that you get in for going 6-6 or 7-5. These teams are used to it. Colorado was down. They score a touchdown here in the back of the end zone. They were down 14-3. They get the touchdown. They go for 2. They bring the game to within 3 points early in the fourth quarter. Minnesota has the ball, 3rd and 2. Colorado's out of timeouts, but still outside of the 2-minute warning, and they get the stop. So they should be able to get the ball back here and at least go down and try to tie the game up. They get it 3rd and 2. They try to run it up there. Just over a minute to go. 4th and 2 now, still in Minnesota territory. So they need to get this first down here, and they try to go deep. Ball gets knocked away. Minnesota gets a little bit of an upset on the road here. 14-11. They move on to the second round. Well, they will wait the winner of Utah and Utah State in Logan. Battle of the brothers. Who can pull this one off here? Utah State with the cow helmets. Utah comes in wearing the classic red old school jerseys here. Who can win this one? They win some kind of boot trophy for this here. Utah State's getting focused, getting ready to go. We pick it up in the second quarter, 3rd and 11 for Utah. They're in the red zone. They score a touchdown there to the tight end. He gives a salute to the camera as they take the lead 7-0. 1st and goal later on, right before halftime, they go back to the same tight end. He breaks a couple tackles, gets into the end zone. He has a different celebration this time as Utah goes up 14-0 leading going into the second half. Utah State can't score. They get it back to Utah to begin the fourth quarter, and they score yet another touchdown to go up 21-0. They end up winning 21-7. Utah will move on. So a quick check-in on the bracket after the first round. We see Air Force and Eastern Michigan will be facing off in Colorado Springs. In the second round, we had our upset in the first round, Colorado State over Western Michigan. They will move on to face off against Notre Dame. That game will be in North Bend because Notre Dame is the higher seed. On the other side of the bracket, Buffalo got the big win over Michigan State. They get the right to host Michigan in the second round in Buffalo. Both Minnesota and Utah got an upset in the first round, 14-3 for Minnesota, 11-6 for Utah. Utah is the higher seed, so they will host Minnesota in Rice-Eccles in Salt Lake City in the second round. We started off with another flyover in Colorado Springs through the snow. God bless America, you know what I mean? We've got Air Force hosting Eastern Michigan here in the second round. We're going to give you the whole intro between Air Force in these special operations uniforms. They got some really good uniforms for Air Force in College Football 26. Of course, they're hosting Eastern Michigan, which these uniforms aren't bad either. The Falcons going crazy. 7-0 already. Air Force kicks a field goal just before halftime. 7-3 is the score going into halftime. Eastern Michigan did get a safety early on. They could put the game away here just at the beginning of the third. They go for it on 3rd and 7, throw it in the end zone, incomplete. They could still go up 2 scores, but they miss the field goal. So Air Force now is only down by 6 going into the fourth quarter, but they can't score on their first drive. They get the stop on 3rd down on Eastern Michigan. 3 minutes to go. They get the ball back on 3rd down. They hand it to the fullback on 3rd and 3 to get the first down. 3rd and 8 this time right at the 50-yard line. They need it here. They get a big completion, getting them all the way down just outside the red zone on that completion. Then on the same drive, they call the quarterback's number. He gets it on 2nd and inches. And then on 3rd and goal with just over 20 seconds to go, they go for the end zone, knocked down. So 23 seconds to go, 4th and goal, the game on the line right here, and they find the completion on the right side of the end zone. They take the lead 10-9, still a little bit of time left for Eastern Michigan, 20 seconds left. Can they get something to go? They have 2 timeouts, they just need a field goal. They get the completion, call a timeout just inside of Air Force territory there, down 1, 5 seconds to go. They got to go to the end zone, throw it up, knocked down. So Air Force gets the big win there in the second round. Moving into our final 4, well, they will await the winner in North Bend. Notre Dame hosting Colorado State. The Irish are out to play today. Colorado State gets the ball first, and they have a chance. 3rd and 4 inside of the red zone. They go incomplete, end up having to kick a field goal. You got to take advantage of these things if you're wanting to get an upset. The very next drive, Jeremiah Love pounds it in there. 7-3, Notre Dame takes the lead at the end of the first quarter. The next drive, Notre Dame gets the ball back after a stop on Colorado State. Seem to go in to score again, but Colorado State forces the fumble, get the recovery just on the sideline there, and they have a chance. Only 7-3. They got the ball with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. They could march down, score before halftime. They're ready to go, putting the horns up. They're ready to go. They're driving the ball down on that same drive. 20 seconds to go. 1st and 10. They get the completion. They get just to 2nd and inches. Now it's 3rd and inches. They called their last timeout on that last completion. They get the completion here with 13 seconds to go. He cuts back inside, doesn't get out of bounds, and the clock is ticking away as they're trying to get the play in. And this is the stupidity of College Football 26 when you're simming these games, because now we're seeing the replay. We've got 12 seconds on the clock, plenty of time to get up there and spike the ball, but they get up there with 2-1. The clock runs out. They had a very good chance to at least kick a field goal there at the end of the second quarter. They don't do it. Still down 7-3. Notre Dame gets the ball to start. CJ Carr calls his own number. They go up 14-3, and that's all we need to see. 24-3, Notre Dame gets the win. Over to Buffalo. Buffalo hosting Michigan. Again, a chance for a big upset here. Notre Dame got past Colorado State, but Colorado State had a chance. Can Buffalo do anything here? It's going to be tough. Justice Haynes, he gets his first touchdown there. In the first quarter, they take the lead 7-0. Then, just before halftime, 3 minutes to go, Justice Haynes runs it in again. They go up 14-0. And one more time, ladies and gentlemen, Michigan gets the ball. Just under 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. They get stopped right on the goal line. Very next play, you know where that ball is going. Justice Haynes, 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, or in the first half. Michigan pounces on Buffalo, gets the win 28-0. Buffalo, a good story, but doesn't start it off. Utah now hosting Minnesota. We've seen this before. A bird on a bicycle, bird on a motorcycle. Where did they get that from? I've never seen that before. Although the hawk here actually drives, and The duck runs on the back. Anyway, Minnesota up 3-0. They kick another field goal just before halftime. They take the lead 6-0 going into the second half. We catch it up in the fourth quarter where they're up 13-3. They get a completion on 3rd and 4, and that is a big completion there. They end up having a chance to kick a field goal to take a full 2-score lead. They miss it, so they stay only up 10. Utah gets the ball back with 2:39 to go, scores a touchdown. We get Minnesota back with the ball. Utah gets the stop on 2nd and goal. They take their final timeout. Minnesota kneels the ball down, but there's still time left on the clock, only up 3. They decide to kick a field goal with about 5 seconds to go from their own 1-yard line, and he misses it. So 1 second to go, Utah gets the ball on the 30 or on the 20-yard line. They have a chance, small chance, they have a chance. Devin Dampier decides that he's going to run the ball all the way down the field, 80 yards. Doesn't end up working out. Minnesota gets the upset win in Salt Lake City. They move on. Here we go. The Winter Olympics Final Four. Air Force will host Notre Dame. Air Force is our final G5 team. They'll host Notre Dame in Colorado Springs for a chance to go to the Winter Olympics final. On the other side of the bracket, Michigan, the 7 seed, will host Minnesota, the 14 seed, making it all the way through to the Final Four there. A Big Ten matchup. Michigan hosting Minnesota in the battle for the Brown Jug is what I believe it is. So we get another rivalry matchup in our Final Four. All 4 teams looking for an opportunity for the gold medal match in the next round. Air Force is still alive, so we get another flyover to start. What a great way to start these games off. Air Force in their home blue uniforms facing off against Notre Dame in the all whites in the snow. The Leprechauns going crazy in the first quarter. That's because Malachi Fields gets the completion over the middle there. He breaks through untouched into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. Notre Dame goes up 7-0. Air Force has the ball in the second quarter, 3rd and 9. They're in Notre Dame territory, and instead of going for the first down, they just get a check down. 4th and 8, they have to settle for a field goal going into halftime here. It's a 7-3 game. Will that come back to bite them? Notre Dame is then up 7-3 just before the half. They get the ball to Jeremiah Love, who gets it down inside of the 5. 2 plays later, they hand it off to him. He scores a touchdown. So now Notre Dame's up 14-3 after Air Force couldn't convert with the ball in Notre Dame territory. Notre Dame looks like they're going to win the game here, but a fumble from Jeremiah Love recovered by Air Force gives a little bit of light to the Falcons. It's 17-11 with 50 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Air Force has the ball. They're marching down the field. They get a completion on 3rd down. For the first down, they're on the 25. Now 3rd and 11 for Air Force. They got to get it here. No timeouts. They tuck the ball. Quarterback puts his body on the line and luckily gets an injury timeout that just runs 10 seconds off the clock instead of all the time. 4th and 2, they're going for the end zone. It's knocked down. Notre Dame is going to get out of there with a win. 17-11. They move on to the final where they await the winner of the Battle of the Brown Jug. Michigan, Minnesota in the Big House for the gold medal game, or for a spot in the gold medal game. Minnesota has the ball inside of the Michigan 10, 3rd and 4. They do a read option. Quarterback keeps it. He gets stopped. End up kicking a field goal to take a 3-0 lead in the second quarter. Then towards the end of the half, right before the end of the half, 2nd and 8, Minnesota takes a sack. Again, they were inside of the 30, so they could have kicked another field goal. 2 straight sacks to close out the half. They don't get another field goal added on at the end of the half. 3-0 at the end of the third quarter. Bryce Underwood tries to break outside. Gets stopped, 4th and goal, so Michigan has to settle for a field goal. It's now 3-3. Michigan gets the ball back towards the end of the fourth quarter. Justice Haynes, one of the stars of the tournament, runs for it on 3rd and 9, gets stopped, 4th and inches. Minnesota takes its final timeout, but Michigan kicks a field goal to go up 6-3. Minnesota now has a chance with just over a minute to go. They get the ball, second play they have the ball. They break into Michigan territory. They're at the Michigan 30. But on the very next play, the Michigan defense shows up. Another sack on Minnesota. The time's running out. They have a chance here. They snap it with just a second to go. They got to score a touchdown on this final play. Looking. And this stupid CFB 26 AI decides they're just going to run the ball out of bounds. Michigan gets away with the win, 6-3. Michigan gets in to play against Notre Dame. So there we have it, folks. Notre Dame will host Michigan in South Bend. I think I called it North Bend earlier. I got North on the mind. It's the Winter Olympics. They will host Michigan in South Bend for the gold medal game. It's a rivalry game yet again for Michigan, just coming off the Battle of the Brown Jug. They will take on Notre Dame here for all of the marbles for the gold medal game in the 2026 College Football 26 Winter Olympics. No Air Force in this one, so we're starting it off with a little bit of a jig there. Notre Dame's getting ready, slapping the wall. I'll admit that they make this look really cool with the South Bend start, especially in the snow. Michigan's getting ready. We got classic uniforms on both sides. We did put the playoff uniforms in so we can see the last names. Touchdown Jesus, through the snow, through the weather. We love to see that. I will admit that the cuts on this game is a little weird. Starting off in the first quarter, Bryce Underwood gets the pass here, drops back to pass, but Derek Bowen is going to step in between to get the interception. This is harder than it looked to get this all cut together when you're trying to simulate through these. Interception there just outside of the red zone. Michigan then gets the ball at the end of the first quarter, try to get the first down on third down, but they don't get it. 4th and inches, they kick the field goal and miss it. So then it's 7-2 in the third quarter. Notre Dame has the lead. Justice Haynes runs for a first down on third down. Then he completes the drive there with a touchdown. They take the lead on Notre Dame there. They kick the extra point to go up 9-7 instead of going for 2. Notre Dame then has a chance at the end of the game. 2 minutes to go. They already got a holding penalty, put them in 2nd and 19. They run for it, get stopped. 3rd and 22. The Michigan defense shows up yet again just after the 2-minute warning. 4th and 28. Notre Dame is backed up there. They have to throw for it. They get a big completion here, probably 27 yards, don't get the first down. Then Justice Haynes is put in the game on ice, on snow if you like. The Leprechaun's still dancing around, but Michigan is going to close this thing out. Justice Haynes definitely is the MVP of the Winter Olympics here. Michigan's going to kneel the ball out for the win. 9-7 is the win. Definitely not one of the most exciting games, but you're playing in snow, so you got to play through it. Michigan has won their 2nd College Football 26 tournament of the year. And there's the final bracket. You see Michigan as the winner at the bottom. They already won our NIT tournament just a couple weeks ago. This is the first one that we're primarily posting on the More Bucky Barracks channel. So Michigan gets a big win here to start with the 2026 Winter Olympics over the other snowiest teams in America. We're going to do more of these tournaments, so let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, if you have any pointers on how to cut these things a little bit better or to do the voiceover, because I want to continue to throw these videos in there as something a little bit different than the Dynasty, and we can kind of get different teams playing and get some underdogs like Air Force and Minnesota finding their way into the Final Four here. So we're going to try to do these like around holidays and little fun ways that we can kind of mix these different teams together. Michigan has gotten the win in the past 2 because they are definitely an underrated team in real life and a little bit overrated in College Football 26. So we'll see if we can kind of get some new blood into these tournaments, but I think this was a really fun one for the Winter Olympics. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.